What is up, my lovely YouTube family? I'm back after God knows how long with another World of Raek video. Yeah, I know, haven't done one of these in a long time. It kind of comes as a perk, you know, when you've got other things to do and kind of get mixed in a bit with procrastination. So let's get right into it. For those of you who may or may not know or even care about it, I have recently started a comic/manga under the name World of Raek. It's an action fantasy shonen type series that I hope to have going for quite a good amount of time, and currently it's available to read on several different manga apps and websites, as well as Webtoon, which has the most frequent updates available. So if you'd like to go and read it, which I highly do recommend, even though it's, you know, not necessarily the best thing in the world, I would appreciate it if you did. Now, being that this is my first attempt at doing a comic, let alone writing a story that is published somewhere, there are bound to be kinks in the knit that I'm going to need to sort out, and by God, when I say that, I mean there are a lot of them already. Now, so far, I have put out 3 chapters, roughly 10 pages each, and the comic doesn't even look or feel acceptable, in my opinion, until chapter 3, the latest chapter. And I think what contributed to that is the fact that after I published chapter 2 for the world to see, or at least the 20 to 30 people who decided to read past the first chapter, I took a 2-week break to refine my art and character designs, as well as revising a few plot points in an attempt to fix the pacing of the story. And currently, I'm making an average of 1.5 chapters per month, given that there are no stops in my progress. Now, chapter 3 is where I wanted to test the waters, but it ended up being chapter 2, and basically what I did was I shared my comic to other places other than Webtoon. So I started with a site called Manga, and then from there it was sort of other sites just sort of like leached off of that and put the comic up on their sites, the first 2 chapters. And of course, reception wasn't very good, and that actually met my expectations. The World of Raek entry on Webtoon was constantly gaining viewership and subscribers, but little to no one was giving me honest feedback on the comic, or any feedback at all for that matter, until I posted to Manga. Manga is a place where usually it's official, professional comics and manga there, and I submitted my own, and it got approved, and it ended up being there. So there we have it, and now people are seeing this amateur work, and they're not too happy about it, but a few of them have actually given me some constructive criticism because they know that I am the creator of it. They know that this is my first attempt at comics. So yeah, most of the reception was very much not surprisingly negative. I knew people on these sites were looking for real professional stuff, and, you know, there I was. Thankfully, I've gotten some good constructive feedback that I plan to apply in chapter 4 and beyond, and hopefully have it noticeably improve the entire project as a whole. World of Raek was something that I originally did not want to I did not plan to share with more than just my friend circle. I knew that it was mediocre at its very best and subpar at its average. I'm saying all this to reinforce a specific point. When you are new to something, please, for the love of God, adjust your expectations to the bare minimum. I don't mean just throw your goals away. Keep your goals high, as high as you want. A certain someone who probably isn't watching this video right now said something to me that sort of changed my outlook on where I'm setting my goals, or at least how I go about it. They said, there's a saying, shoot for the moon and you will land amongst the stars. But I say, why not aim past the moon? Shoot for the freaking galaxy, and so that you land even further than the moon. So that, you know, that's just one thing that's sort of like, it made me think about things for a little bit. And with this comic, though it was something that I'm doing on the side, I would love it if somewhere far down the line an animation studio reached out to me wanting to adapt this into an anime. Like, that would be absolutely incredible. Like, that is my end goal, to have a story that I created become adapted into film or TV series, whether it's 3D animation or classic anime. I would love for it to be animated, just generally. And that is my end goal. If not with World of Raek, then another series maybe, if I ever decide to do more. And my goal aims beyond the moon, but I expect to land among the clouds. So what I mean by that is, my goal is to have this story animated, to have it, like, you know, widely renowned as something that people can actually watch, you know. But where I expect to land is just somewhere where it's an enjoyable story for people to read. And you know, I think in having that mindset and humbling yourself to understand that it doesn't happen overnight, you'll enjoy the progress as you go along. At least that's what it's been for me. So if you're like me and you're creating a comic on your own, definitely adjust your expectations to something very realistic, even though you have your goals set somewhere beyond the moon, you know, in the galaxy somewhere. Expect to land somewhere in the ocean, somewhere I don't know, maybe on a plane that happened to be passing by, or, you know, just maybe soaring in the clouds, you know, something like that. It's just set your expectations somewhere low, but shoot somewhere high. And in that, I think it'll be much more enjoyable. Sorry to go off on a tangent. I don't know, that quote, if you will, it just, you know, it sort of changed my outlook on things, and it's really impacted my mindset in going into new projects like this, where it's just something that I do for fun, but I hope for more. Regardless of whether or not comic creation becomes my profession, it's something that I will most likely continue to do, just because I thoroughly enjoy it at this point in time, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. That is because of the support that I have gotten from people who have read the comic and they see where it's going and they want to see more. You know, they keep me in check when I'm like falling off on it or something like that. You know, they always motivate me to do more. And you know, as cheesy as it may sound, you know, one of my friends actually did a quote unquote fan art, which really surprised me. So thank you very much to him, and he's also one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, and it actually means the world to me. Same to all my other Patreon supporters. You guys have been giving me money for the last like 6 months or so, and I truly appreciate it. I don't think you understand how much I appreciate that. I almost cried a few times just because this is something that like I was doing out of passion, because like, I don't know, I just wanted to make a comic or manga, and then I have friends that are actually supporting that and giving me money and being like, yo, go do this, you know what I mean? So it's really nice to have people supporting me, and I'm very thankful for that. If you would like to pledge on Patreon, there is a $1 contributor tier that you can do. I highly recommend it, just because it still helps me in so many ways to just have that little bit of money coming in. And if that is what you want to do, there's a $1 tier, there's a $5 tier, and there's a $10 tier. The $10 tier will get you a character design of your choice. You know, if you want to sketch something up and then send it to me, I can, you know, take that, revise it a little bit to make it fit in the story a little bit more if it doesn't, and then of course your character will be in the comic at some point. So there is also a Discord where you will have the Patreon contributor role, or whatever, you know, tier you select within that Discord. And if you would like an invite, well, there's a link down in the description. I'll try to remember to put it there. I may not remember, I'm sorry. But yeah, once again, thank you so much to the 3 patrons that I do have. You guys actually keep me going, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. If there is anything that you guys would like for me to cover in the next few videos, please do let me know, because I can't think of things off the top of my head very easily when it comes to video ideas. So if you guys have anything that you're curious about when starting a comic, you know, if you want to learn with me, that is totally fine by me, and be sure to ask me any questions that you may have. And yeah, I think that'll be it for now. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to me ramble for the last, I don't even know how many minutes. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.